I don't know who needs to hear this, but there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth. There's always room to evolve and become a better version of yourself, and overall just become a better person. I think it's very easy to feel stuck, very easy to kind of feel like you're not making any improvements, you're not going forwards, and to kind of feel worried as a result of that. A lot of the time, that can be the reason that we kind of feel down about things. That can be the reason why we're not as motivated, or we're kind of starting to lose focus a little bit, because we start to lose that belief. We start to allow all the negative thoughts that we have and all that doubt to kind of just seep in and take control of us. And we forget the most important thing, which is that you have to start from somewhere, and that wherever you start from, no matter what, you can always get better. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to be unrealistic or cliche and say that things are always going to get better. Sometimes it might be the opposite. Sometimes things might actually get a lot worse before they get any better. The journey isn't always a linear journey. You don't always go from A to Z straight away. Sometimes you have to go from A to B to C to D, then come back to C, to then progress to E. And that's all a part of it. That's all very normal. No matter what kind of journey you're taking on, no matter what you're doing, no matter what projects you've got going on, you're going to encounter setbacks. That's just how it works. That's just part of the game. And it's something that you kind of have to embrace. You kind of have to learn to expect it to come and to understand that it's not the end. Especially your current circumstances. I feel like a lot of the time we get caught up in thinking this is everything, this is all that we have. And we kind of box ourselves in when actually there's a lot more to life than what we've got going on at the moment. And I say this to people all the time. We're constantly evolving. You don't know what kind of person you're going to be in about a year's time, 2 years time, 3 years. You don't know what you're going to discover about yourself. You don't know what new hobbies or what new interests that you're going to have, what new career paths that are sometimes, if you're lucky, sometimes they just kind of stumble upon you and you kind of find this new passion and you kind of go for it. Or sometimes you end up in a room that you didn't expect you'd be in, and that opens up so many doors, so many opportunities for you. But that's only possible if you're here to kind of take those opportunities. If you're kind of quitting and throwing everything away, then that possibility is never going to be a reality. It can only be possible as long as you're still in the game, as long as you're still here. And I guess this is probably just a reminder to myself, to be honest, to keep pushing and to not be so stuck in my head, overthinking things and just getting lost so deep in my thoughts. Because sometimes that can happen, and then, you know, you kind of get in these negative moods where you don't really believe anything is going to happen. And sometimes I guess you do have like a valid reason as to why you have that pessimistic mindset, because from what you've seen, from what you've experienced, things haven't gone well. Things kind of tend to go south. So I guess in a way, you've got no reason to believe that things could actually go well this time, or that eventually things can turn around and change. And I was having a conversation with somebody at work the other day, and they asked me a question that kind of hit me. We were talking about self-doubt and actually believing that things are possible for ourselves, and believing that certain things, whether certain things are in our reality or whether they're not, you know, whether some opportunities would ever be possible for ourselves, whether we can ever come across certain things. And someone asked me a question. They asked me, if it's happened for other people, don't you think that it can happen for you as well? And that if other people have done it, why can't you do it, sort of thing? And it sounds very, very simple, but when you actually deep it and think about it and actually take it in and really believe in that question and the message that a question like that kind of puts out, it really does make you think and understand, yeah, if they've done it, why is it not possible for me to do it? What is so different about them that I don't have? And I think when you start to really think in that way, you kind of debunk all the myths that self-doubt feeds into your mind. Because a lot of the time, if you look at somebody else who is somewhere where you would want to be, and you kind of think to yourself, okay, cool, what do they have? What qualities, what talents do they possess that are completely outside of my reach? What is it that they're capable of doing? What potential do they have that I could never have, no matter what I did? And if you ask yourself that question, 9 times out of 10, you won't come out with many answers. And that is your answer. The fact that it's hard for you to come up with something that they've got that you don't have, or that they've got that you could never get, no matter what you did. you kind of start to understand, you know what, it's a lot more possible than I thought it was. And it taught me something as well. Before you've actually ever reached for something, before you've actually ever grabbed something, it feels a lot more unattainable. It feels like a mountain. But when you actually do get it, it's like, oh, this is great, but it's not that great. It's not that crazy. It's fine. And sometimes you even end up taking that thing for granted because you've now realized that, you know what, it's not even that deep. It's why you see so many people sometimes reach a certain place and then they start to slack, they start to lose focus because they've now got there, they've reached for it, they've grabbed it, and they've realized how normal it actually all is. That kind of awe is now gone. That feeling of it being impossible and being this amazing thing, it's like, oh, I have it now. It's actually very possible. So that desire can sometimes die down as well. But it's all to kind of remind ourselves that whatever you think it is that is so impossible for you to get, you only feel that way because you haven't got there yet. You haven't got a taste of it yet. But once you get a taste, you realize that it's actually not that far from your reach, and that, to be fair, anybody could do this if they put their mind to it. And that's the mindset that I'm kind of living by lately, the mindset I'm adopting. I'm getting myself to a position where I truly, truly, truly believe that the things that I want are possible and that they are within my reality, they are within my reach. And like a lot of you out there, all I have to do is just to keep reaching for it, because eventually we're gonna grab it. As long as we keep going, it's only a matter of time until we get there. So yeah, there's a thought for the week for you to think about, which is, if other people have done it, then why can't you? But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video up until this point. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you already know what to do. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.